It's the Daily Quickie with Arty 84. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this Daily Quickie with Arty 84. It's a beautiful day here up in the Boston area. Chilling. And, today's Quickie, I want to talk about a bar that I used to work at down in Arlington, Virginia, called the Iota Club and Cafe. And I was just informed yesterday that they are closing their doors for good after almost 25 years. This coming Saturday, the 30th, last day. And it was kind of sad because I worked there from September of 2016 till December of 2016, so 4 months while I was living in the DC area. And it was a really cool place. It reminded me of lots of places in Boston and Cambridge and music venues and whatnot like that. And met a lot of cool friends, a lot of cool people there while I was working there. And it's actually kind of sad it's coming to an end. And kind of wish I could get down there one last time to say goodbye, but 2 days from now it's just not going to happen. And it is what it is. But I wanted to kind of do this quickie about that place, and talk a little bit about that. The owners of the Iota Club and Cafe in Clarendon announced that we decided to close the doors after 23 and a half years. The venue's last lease expires on September 30th, which will be Iota's last day. This was written from let's see, who is this from? It's from an Arlington, I think it's called ARL News in Arlington, and this was posted on the 8th of September. So, 2 weeks ago. Despite a campaign to save Iota early this year, marketing common Clarendon owner Regency Centers is proceeding with a plan to revamp and the retail and office development, including Iota space along Wilson Boulevard. I only call these changes much needed building repairs and improvements. Now, the building that it's in, it's an older building. It looks like it's been there for quite some time. I remember working there. The building seemed it could use some improvements, and it was the only building in the neighborhood that didn't really have been improved over time. And just added on, and all the buildings around it, I guess, were owned by the same person, including the lot that they're in. And from what it looks like, they're gonna knock it down and do what they got to do. In a press release, Iota owners Jane and Stephen, who the brother and sister own the place, said that Regent Centers tried to make accommodations. They ultimately made the difficult decision to close the club rather than temporarily relocating and pay a higher rent for moving back, which makes sense, because obviously the spot was going to cost more money, could be improved and nicer and all that stuff. Let's see, grand closing is planned for September 30th, which is Saturday. So press release from the Iota owners. Iota Club and Cafe main mission has been live music for 23 and a half years. Iota has presented some of the most creative and talented musicians across America, including some of the rising stars, and dedicated us exploring and earn living making music. So people who pretty much were starting up, and then obviously people who were doing this to make some money too. So that was pretty interesting. Some of the names like John Mayer and Howie Day, just to name a few of them that came through over the time. And during the slideshow, you'll see a list. It's a white list of all the names of people over the last 25 years who came in. Let's see. Jane and Stephen, they're the old managers and owners there. They're from Arlington. And they wanted to keep music in their hometown. And, it was a real focal point for people and musicians to go to in the DC area. If you lived in Virginia or Maryland or DC for that matter, that's where you were going to perform. Let's see. Just looking through some of the articles I read. I guess it's pretty straightforward. They're going to be taking the building next door. They're going to add another story to it, and that is it. Let's see. Jane and Stephen are grateful for the financial and other support of friends and families that has helped the Iota prevail since March 15th, 1994. Let's see. Such clubs as Black Cat 930 Club, especially, have helped. It says, so they're doing a show on Saturday, which is the final show, and it starts. I think it's at noontime. If you go to the Iota website to find out, and there's a lot of acts. A lot of acts have been there for quite some time, playing along the way. Yeah, so that's the story of Iota. What I take from it is my memories there. On Tuesdays was the jam sessions. The Iota jam sessions was the first time I ever seen anything like this. It was like an open mic in which musicians all blended together randomly. So they would typically put your name in a hat or a bucket for what instrument you played, and then they would pull out one from each bucket to form a band, play for 15 minutes. And it was hosted by Gordon Sterling and his band, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool, and I've never seen anything like that. And you heard some excellent music from people who just never played before. It takes some balls to go up there and do that. And then on Wednesdays, for Alex Perez, who most of these pictures and some video that I took, I hope he doesn't mind, borrowed for this quickie, hosted the open mic for 2 years on Wednesdays, which is really, really cool. And they had 2 signups, and they had 20 people at least would come to play. It was amazing. They had some good music, and those 2 nights were the 2 busiest nights, and we made a lot of friends that would pop in during those nights to go see everything done. So it was really cool. And it's too bad. The things I missed about living in DC was working those 2 nights at the bar. That was really cool. And then the bands would come in and stuff, but those were like, people would come in right before it started and leave right after. But the Tuesdays and Wednesdays were the nights that people stuck around, and you made your friends. And if you got out early, you'd go down to the bar down the street and hang out over there as well. The Galaxy Hut, I think it was called. And of course you had DJ Sam Snow that was there, filling the gaps when no one was performing. Nothing was booked, and he was a crazy guy. He was on stage DJing, and would have Cartoon Network plastered on his face with a projector and stuff, and it was interesting. And then they had an outdoor bar that opened a few months before I got there. Like I said, I worked there from September to December of last year. And the bar was open all winter, so you could actually sit out there and watch all the Redskin games too, which is kind of cool. So, they had some ideas. I think that they're great ideas, but there's other stuff they were really banked on just local music and non-commercial stuff, which is fine and everything. And there was some slow nights, and I think they could have brought in, some other forms of entertainment, or maybe some DJing or kind of lighten it up a little bit. They had happy hour and stuff, and they did pull some people, but they could have made it busy, I think. It was awesome, at that point when they opened 25 years ago. And, if any business, you need to kind of evolve a little bit as you go. But I think instead of evolving, they'd rather just kept it the way it was and ended it that way, and that's what they're doing. Ending that chapter for almost a quarter of a century of bringing artists up that, for very many of them you hear on the radio today and stuff like that too. So it's too bad it's closing. I wish I could get down there and see it one last time before it closed on Saturday. But if you're watching this and you're in the DC area, you should definitely go and check it out one last time. It's a place that's rough around the edges inside and has been tacked on and added on over and over again. But it has a kind of, if you're living in the Boston area, Middle East type feel to the place, which is really, really cool. And that sort of reminded me when I first started working there was the Middle East, which I used to go to all the time up in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So for all those who are part of Iota, good luck on the future. And hopefully, if you want to see videos of Iota, just go to YouTube and type in Iota Club. and you'll see hundreds of artists that perform there. And Google, pictures of it and whatnot too, and you'll be able to find out, see what other than what I have on this quickie here. That's about it. Not quite sure where Alex is going to be hosting his open mics after this. I know he did one on Tuesdays as well, I think it was, but I'm not sure if he keeps still doing that. And I didn't think the jam was. I think that ended a few months ago too. So, but they're, you meet people and you never forget them. So, and you work at places, and it's kind of sad it's gonna go, because I always thought when I go back to DC to visit, whenever that way be, that I'd go there and check it out. But it looks like it's not gonna be there anymore. So, rest in peace, Iota Club. It was an interesting 4 months of employment, and I know that's a fraction of the 25 years, but it's something. So, for Jane and Steven, good luck with everything. You guys are good bosses and stuff like that too. So, I think that will do it for this daily quickie. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and save Iota no more. And we'll be back tomorrow for another one. Hopefully it's more of an uplifting, more of an adventure than a sitting down memory lane one. But thanks again for, I hope Alex, I didn't really ask him for I use them, so if I need to take this down, you probably won't see this, but thank you in advance for letting me use some of the video and photos from your Instagram and your Facebook and stuff. So everyone, take it easy, subscribe, hit the little subscribe button around there so you can catch all these daily quickies. And we'll see you tomorrow.